Hello.
Yo.
And welcome to Pop Nerdom.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. It's being a little bit. Some things have happened of the personal level that's kept us away from doing the show. But we're back, motherfucker.
Yes.
And don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. You fucking watch it. Anyways.
What up?
This is your boy Six.
Your boy Hanz.
And like we said, we're back and happy to be. How you being, Hanzy?
Been alright?
Good.
Can't
Good
complain.
to hear. Good to hear. I could complain, but I won't because it doesn't matter. We're doing this. We love it. Hanzy and I love nerdy shit.
And especially what's been out.
Mm-hmm. And we on it. Man, it's being a fucking nerdgasm, dude, for the last...
It's been great weekends.
It's been for the last, month and a half.
Like Friday, then you get to decompress on Saturday, and then you got Watchmen on Sunday. It's like a nice little sandwich.
And are you even watching his Dark Materials?
Is that good?
So it starts a little weird. It starts a little off. Because they have to front load a lot of the show. They have to explain a lot in the front. It's just a little boring. First 2 episodes. Then it gets into Harry Potter territory, where it's not magical, but it's fun. It's like childish fun, but there's like a real looming danger in it, and it's really creepy. And motherfuckers be catching bullets, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I like the way that sounds.
But it's you have to have patience for the first couple of episodes because it's really slow starting. But I'm not complaining. It's a lot of things to explain, and they do a good job of giving you like, hey, here's some things you gotta read. Great. Now let's show you some of it. Great. Now let's get going. And then you figuring shit out as it's going on, and then you like see motherfuckers being like, what? All right. So there's that too. If you into it, if you like some of that fantasy shit, is legit there. Though those books are very like anti-religion, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, me too. I don't give a shit.
But
Don't bother me none.
Religion sucks, anyways. But there that goes. But yeah, it's been a lot of good weekends. A lot of good things have happened. We've had Mando.
Yes.
We've had blue dildos.
Yes.
It's being fucking
blue phalluses.
It's being a fucking fantastic time. Did we get to do like the first 2 episodes of Watchmen?
I think we did do the first 2 episodes of Watchmen.
I think so, because I think we talked about the blue dildo.
Yes, we did.
Okay, so all right, so then we can skip that. It's being a bit of a time, my peoples. We have to catch up on a lot of shit.
Yes.
One of the most things we have to catch up with is Disney Plus. Disney Plus in general has been fantastic. I think that I've been watching Gargoyles since I got it. Just been downloading episodes of Gargoyles, watching it on the train on the way home. So Disney Plus itself has been as good as they promised. Only problem I have, not enough old cartoons. Like the old 1920s, 1930s, 1940s cartoons with Donald Duck and all that shit. That's what I really wanted to watch. Not there. So I'm a little upset about that.
I've been watching a lot of Boy Meets World and X-Men.
Oh shit, X-Men is in there too. I forgot.
Yeah.
I need to watch that. Dude.
And I've been slow watching The Simpsons, like from season 25, because that's where I like fell off. That's where I just But yeah,
I fell off in season 1. I never seen a single episode. I mentioned that before. A lot of people don't believe me.
honestly, my only complaint is that I wish their new stuff would drop a little quicker. To be completely honest with you,
What do you mean?
like I'm just being impatient, but I want to see the Captain Hulk. I want to see one of the Marvel things. That's just me being impatient, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, I mean, they have to do them. They're giving you Mandalorian. What else do you want it all?
Yeah. I'm not even lying here. I don't want too much of a buffer period between the end of Mandalorian, because it's gonna end soon. It's 9 episodes, right?
Right.
And they're on 5.
They're on 5, and 8 and 9 happen on the same week.
Yeah.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's 3 weeks.
Oh damn.
And then Star Wars drops though. Same week.
You know what?
Or the week after that.
I got my ticket.
So
I got my tickets. I got my tickets. And
So
I want them now. Yeah. Make sure of that. Let me look at the AMC before. I don't know if I updated it with the new card and shit. Make sure they don't cancel my shit. I lose it, yo. I will lose it. Please don't do that to me.
Oh shit.
No me hagas eso, por favor. No me hagas eso, por favor. No me hagas eso, por favor.
Oh shit. I lowered myself way too much there. Anyways.
Ooh, did you? How low did you go? Did you go down low? Down low to the flow.
So,
Yes,
speaking
it's
of the
still there.
Disney Plus,
Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot that shit's coming out. Damn, I forgot it's coming to an end.
it's coming in a
shit.
few weeks. It's gonna be the last of it all, which meh, because it's not.
It's not, but still.
But still, I like that they're closing this book, so I can be like,
Exactly.
all right, so that I can watch this beginning to end. So every year that the Star Wars movies come out, I watch them all, and I try to watch the cartoons, but I don't have enough time for it now because I need to take like a week off to do that.
You should just watch the cartoons.
No, I can skip the Clone Wars for now, this go round, but I'm gonna watch all of the movies, even though the Clone Wars are specifically canon. But I'm gonna watch the movies, and I'm gonna see what I get from that. And yeah, man, and hopefully, I can watch a couple movies a week until I get to there.
Not for nothing, I want to make a list of the movies that they have that have extra scenes and stuff like that, like extended scenes or deleted scenes that they have in there only, so I can watch those.
I think they all have that.
Like the
though.
Marvel ones and stuff like that. I don't think not all the Marvel ones, but certain ones like they have like some
Yeah. That's another thing. I wanted to do that. I wanted to watch like all of the Marvel, but I'm mad.
I really
now.
don't want to. I want to watch the ones that have a little extra, a little more. I really don't want to.
I
Watch all of them.
want to watch all the Marvel, but I'm mad because now the Black Widow movie is kind of a prequel, right? But we'll get into that later. But I'm mad because I wanted to watch that whole like Avengers thing that ends with Endgame. So I want to watch like the whole thing like a book.
Yeah.
I can't because I gotta wait for the fucking Black Widow movie now. So stupid. I'm so mad.
You don't gotta wait for the Black Widow.
I gotta wait. I don't have to wait. Anyways, let's talk a little Mandalorian here. How are we doing on time? All right, good. Mandalorian. Number one, my impression of the show. So you can give me yours. I've been loving it. It is... I feel like it's a return to Star Wars, that air of fantasy, Western, like a cowboy movie, like a adventure, rather than like the super dramatic, like episode 8 or whatever the fuck, super dramatic, like everything weights too much. Like this is just like, look, we live in this world, we shoot motherfuckers, we grab them, but here's this baby everybody wants. So, in that sense, it's a little Lone Wolf and Cub, which I love. In some senses, it's a little... it's obviously a Western to a lot of degrees, but it's so much fun, dude. It is so fantastic, and I feel like... like it just does for... It does for the adventure. I mean, sometimes it's a little childish too, but I'm okay with it because it's not childish enough. Like it's not so Disney-fied that is making me lose interest. It's just that it's for kids. So like every once in a while you gotta remember, like, oh yeah.
So we're just doing like surface level, like, you know, first. I like the fact that it's literally for everyone.
Right.
That you don't really have to know too much about Star Wars to get into this and to just believe. And it's a good story. Like, honestly, I feel like even if you stripped it of space and everything, it's just a good story. You know what I'm saying? Like, before you saw what it looked like, if you was to read it before you saw what it looked like,
right?
Oh, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
But the fact that it is for everyone, like you said, you see the little hint of Disney. You know what I'm saying? But it's for everyone.
It's a Disney product.
Exactly. So it's like you said, it doesn't bother at all. I really like it. Like, you understand it. You know what I mean? You understand it.
Right.
So at the surface level, very, 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 very entertaining. One complaint, I really wish it would have been 45 minutes. Those 30 minutes, they're long because there's no commercials. It's for full 30 minutes, 32, 35, something like that. I always want more. And it's just because it's really good.
I mean, I don't know that I feel that way, but I do know that there's a lot of it, and you know, it's funny you say it's for the fans. Like, there's a lot of it for the fans. That's fan service, and if you don't, you're right. If you don't catch it, it's okay. But if you do, you like, oh.
Exactly.
But if you like, I watch it with Stephanie, my girlfriend, and she doesn't know a lot about Star Wars at all. So every once in a while, she's like, "Why do you get so excited about this?" I'm like, "Ooh, cuz." And then this happened in episode 1, and then that happened in episode 4. So then you have to know. And then she's like, "All right, okay, I'm sorry I asked." You know.
So like open that can.
But she doesn't need it, and nobody needs it. It's just good on its own right. But you're right, like the little chunks of happiness that come at some levels of it. You know, like that's a lot of fun. I have here some of the things from every episode that I like the most.
Yes.
That made me very excited. The things that popped out for me. In episode 1, I loved how funny it was when he got with IG-11, and everything was.
IG-11 is the drone,
the robot with the 2 machine guns. Like, it's time to self-destruct.
Tahiti.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
That was a ton of fun. It was very funny, but it was also fun. Like, it's a big shootout, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, in episode 1, like everybody knows, the Baby Yoda thing. Fun. Also, it's the part where you were like, "Babe, what is this?" And then you start wondering, is he a clone? Is he not a clone? Do they want to clone him? What's the deal with this? But those are the 2 things that popped up the most. I also like the guild, like the bounty hunter guild. Like, that was a fun thing to watch in the first episode. I don't think they had enough of it. You're right. Like, it probably should have been like an hour and a half. They didn't have enough of it, but it was good enough.
First introduction, the first episode. I feel like the first episode and the second episode, since they came so together, it's like one. Like you it's like Tuesday it was the app, you know. Friday, second episode came out.
Right.
So it's like the Yoda reveal was good, but the fact that you didn't have to wait next week, it was like it took away from it a little bit. You know?
Think so?
Yeah, just a little bit. It was just because you knew it was coming. It was coming on Friday. It was coming. It wasn't that much of a wait.
Right.
Like now, like we're fast forward, to this episode. I'm dying to see whose feet is it.
Right.
I'm dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a difference. You know.
Right.
So but when I first saw it was a Yoda, the first no lie. I didn't know. I'm like, I know it's not a little baby Yoda.
It's not, but it's from his species, right?
before I went online, because I'm not gonna lie, I went right online after I saw the shit. Before I went, I'm like, ooh, is that a clone? I'm like, oh my god, it's a clone. I didn't think it was a. I don't even think Yodas are even born. You know what I'm saying? Like, how y'all got this one? It has to be a clone, like in my mind. And but my favorite thing, of course, was the intro, bro. The whole bar scene,
the Horatio
bro.
Sands and all that.
That was amazing, man, because it let you know off the rip
what to expect from this guy.
From this guy
from the show.
Mm-hmm. It was just very, and even just about his race and the Mandalorian. Yeah, we don't play. You know what I mean? It was just boom, boom. So it was very, 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 very beautifully thrown out.
Right. I like to say that off of those first two episodes of the second episode, I think my favorite thing was all of the interactions with the Jawas specifically. Because I think the Jawas is something that you don't really care about, but you kind of care about. Let's put it like this. It was more fun than I thought it would be to find more out about them, like being inside on the sign crawler, see them like talk and actually like translate what they're saying, because they were like, yummy, 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 yummy. And you think like, do they really talk, or are they like ants? Like they just make sounds that communicate. But that was fun.
I have spoken.
Nick Nolte was fucking great, dude. He was so much fun. I have spoken. And you know, again, what they're doing right with the show is that in every episode, this is with no discrimination. Every episode takes something from that already exists in Star Wars, including the holiday special. Right?
Yes.
Including everything that's being Star Wars that has been put there. They take.
What was the holiday special reference in the second one?
In the first episode was when the Horatio Sands character said,
I was hoping to be free for Life Day,
which is their Christmas kind of, you know. And the rifle that the rifle that he uses is from that cartoon too. So like you know, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it that is just like ooh. But all of these little nods to everything else really make you feel happy. Like I like that in the second episode also they had the salacious crumb being fried while the other one's looking on like, oh, and it kind of makes you feel a little sad.
Yeah, I did feel a little sad.
Because you're like, oh, are they smart?
That's his friend.
Like, but also, if they laugh, because Salacious Crumb laughed at shit. Like, he looked at it, he was like, they're smart. So you eating a smart thing, and he's just like frying him, and I'm like,
in front of his boy.
Oh my god, or wife, or father, or whatever the fuck it is. I mean, I don't know.
His companion, whatever, his peer,
or gay lover. I mean, I don't know what it was, but it obviously, like you watching, that was so sad. I guess because I wanted to laugh, but I just felt like that must be what slaves felt like when another slave's getting whipped, like, or killed, like, by whipping, like, oh, no, no, that could be me, you know, like, it's so sad. I don't know, dude, it was just too much. I did too much.
Yes.
Got anything on the second episode?
What was the second?
That's the
when he gets the egg. Yeah. I like the fact that he didn't take the sigil.
I like that a lot. Even though I wanna search online to see if I find what that would have looked like, because I'm very curious with the big fucking horn and all that. Like that would have looked really cool.
Yeah.
But that was fun because he really was. He's very honest and he's very much about.
He is the most true, not true person.
Right. Correct. That's the best way to put it. The whole thing about the third episode where you dive into the Mandalorians all around him, that was a lot of fun.
That was awesome. You know that the big guy was happy. His voice. The big Mandalorian that he was fighting.
That's Jon Favreau, who also directed the episode.
Yep.
Who is a big Star Wars fan. He also played another Mandalorian before.
Yeah.
In the cartoons, Bas Disla. He's the Mandalorian in the in the
Rebels.
No, in Clone Wars, that restarts the Mandalorian, and he has that black sword, the Bible
Yes,
blade
yes,
sword.
okay,
So
okay.
he played the voice for that guy too. So that was fun, dude. I liked it. I liked the second episode, but there's a lot of getting deep into who they are, why they revere their armor so much, what about them makes them Mandalorians. You know, have you ever taken your helmet off? Blah 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 blah. All of that.
Oh, the third episode is
It's the one where he rescues the baby.
that's where he escapes the guild when he fights the whole entire guild, right?
Yeah.
It's funny how he needs he doesn't like to get rides from a droid.
Well, but droids killed his parents for the
Yeah, I
most
know,
part.
I know,
mean,
but
there's
it's just
something
funny,
there.
though.
Right.
Drive.
Then the episode, and let me get back to that a little bit, because I had a little bit of a problem with him rescuing the baby, a little bit,
Why?
because I wanted him to be like, it's the job, dude. I'm sorry, nothing personal. I'm sorry that you're a baby. I'm sorry that is all fucked up.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought it was gonna be just like that. I thought it was just gonna be a season in him doing hunts. You
Yeah.
know, that's what I thought it was gonna be.
Me too.
So
I
I
wanted.
understand. I like literally me and my boy. We were watching it. We had the same exact. We were like we're happy he saved Yoda, but if you would have not come back, we would have not remembered him.
Hate it,
You know
right?
what I'm saying?
Like, I wanted it to be a hunt per episode, and then what that would have looked like.
Or even one every two.
Right, like 2 episodes of a hunt, like the hunt and the aftermath,
Exactly.
kind of thing.
Yup.
But that's not to say that I'm hating what is happening right now, because it's being a great surprise, and it's great TV. But what I'm saying is that's what I expected. That's what I wanted.
yeah.
But I'm very glad to get
Yes.
this. I'm very glad to get
But
this.
we also remember it is a Disney thing.
Right. But also, like I was comparing it a little bit to Boba Fett comic books that I read in the past, which are all great. But in truth, Boba Fett comic books, a lot of them are mini-series of 5-6 issues dealing with one hunt. So this makes sense. This would be like
Exactly.
5-6
Hell
issues
yeah.
dealing with one
Hell
hunt.
yeah.
And then maybe next season they get like one or 2 episodes about one hunt, and then that may have repercussions or not, but maybe that drives him to the next thing, So, let's wait and see what happens. The episode where he went to the village, where he meets
The crow episode, the crow farmers.
Yeah.
He meets the only villager in the middle of nowhere that can shoot.
Yo, ain't no
Where's she
questions
from?
asked.
Where's
Nobody
she
asked no questions. I like that though. I like that. I don't know.
Who's gonna ask the question? Nobody can shoot. You just gonna get the one person in the village that can shoot mad? That's not.
You don't ask, but also she's a great shot. She
She's a
wasn't.
great, that's what I'm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She wasn't just a regular shooter.
No, she's a great shot.
She's a shot. She's a shot.
Right, and so and she was hot as hell. Like I almost was like, take your helmet off, do it,
No, not me.
and then kill everybody.
I was like, you don't belong there, bro.
I would have been like, look, bone her a few times, and then you kill her. Then she ain't never seen your face. As far as everybody else knows, you lie about it. She was hot, dude. Or do it with the helmet on. Who cares?
Bro, I was like, don't do it.
You don't want him to do her with the helmet on?
No, I just didn't. I just didn't want the helmet to come off.
Yeah, it's all right, but take the clothes off.
Like when they played with us, when he took it off, what he was eating, and I like when she was like, "When's the last time you took it off?" Yesterday.
Right. It's a little bit of like a little nod to you to being like, he never takes it off. It's like, no, man, I gotta eat.
Exactly.
And I sleep.
You think I sleep?
I sleep with the shit on. Probably I shower too, and I might take a shit or two, and I might take it off in the bathroom when I'm taking a shit, because I don't need a targeting system to take a shit. Like I probably sit down and take it off. Last episode though, the fan service episode. Go to Tatooine, go to the bar at Mos Eisley, go to fucking beyond the dune sea. Listen, they kind of play with you a little bit, right? Because he's flying. Number one, first dogfight in the entire show. Flying ships, fucking shooting at each other, fantastic.
I didn't really like the way a few scenes of those didn't look.
Look a little too fake.
Yeah,
I don't know. You know, I was gonna say the speeder bikes when they're going through the desert look really fake, and I like that because it makes me feel like it fits in with that. If I'm watching it in order and I go through 1980 something, and then I'm watching that, it makes sense. That is like, well, these effects aren't fantastic, but the 1983 effects weren't fantastic either. So I'm okay with that.
I mean, I'm not like, I'm not gonna watch it, but I was like, I caught it. That was all.
Yeah, but I liked it. I like that it was off. I don't know why, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I just feel like it fits in with everything else that I've seen. If I'm watching it in order, so I'm going from the prequels, which look fantastic and very beautifully shot because it's all digital film, to the originals, which is 1970s film, 1980s special effects, to this, which, all right. You know what I mean? Like it kind of matches to some degree, not entirely, but to a lot of degree because they use a lot of practical shit. So like it kind of matches that well because of that. Like Yoda doesn't necessarily move very fluently, but not Yoda, but the baby doesn't move very fluently. And it looks like, yeah, that's what a puppet moves like. So yeah, like I'm okay with that. But that episode, he lands the ship, and the first thing I say out loud is this Mos Eisley? And of course, Stephanie goes, what's a Mos Eisley? And I'm like, we're gonna have to break up real quick because I can't.
As soon as I saw him, like, that's somebody. I'm like, that, too much FaceTime, too much cameo. She has too many words.
She's a comedian, she's an actress, but you know, she just turned out to be like, she's probably gonna be his friend. Like, hey, I need my ship fixed again. You know, they're gonna become buddies, and he probably stay in Tatooine because nobody bothered him in Tatooine.
Because you can tell who's, you know what I mean, who they're gonna build some story behind.
Too. Yeah, right.
Give them some lines. They don't say much. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Can we? Not for nothing. He says so much with just
movements,
the movement of the head, certain tilts, certain camera angles. It's so great. It's like he's like talking with his face.
Yeah, without his face. With just a helmet.
Elf magic.
I think that is interesting that, by the way, Pedro Pascal is not playing the guy in the suit. John Wayne's godson, John Wayne's grandson plays the guy in the suit.
What the fuck?
And so to have this like very westernized kind of show is fantastic to have John Wayne's grandson playing. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh shit! I keep hitting this fucking thing. I'm gonna back this up.
Keep hitting this thing.
There you go. That way I can move my fucking hand because I talk with my hands like a fucking Dominican. Yeah, but Mandalorian, I liked Mandalorian so fucking much. So much I like Mandalorian that I rewatched it every single time.
Yeah, me too.
In Spanish. Because it makes me feel like a kid. And as a kid, I would have never watched this in English. And I rewatch all of them in Spanish. Translation is, by the way. It's fantastic. It's great, dude.
It's Spanish.
I do, dude. I watch them all in Spanish. I really do.
It makes so much sense. You're not lying.
Because it makes me feel like a kid. And I'm like, oh my God, I wanna like, I don't know what, I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, let me watch it in Spanish. Next time I'm gonna watch it in Korean. Let me see how that goes.
I watch every episode twice because I watch it with my boy, then I watch it with my girl. Yeah.
All right. I went to see The Rapture live this week, and I'm legitimately deaf. Like, they were so loud. The drums were so loud that whenever the bass drum was hitting, it hurt the back of my ears. Like. And I'm deaf, So when you just clapped, so you guys know whenever we start shooting, we do a clap because we don't have I have a marker, but that's much better. And that shit's ringing.
It brought back.
Everything rings in my ears now for like hours and on end. Anyways, now that we're done with the Mandalorian, which is being fucking fantastic, it gets 5 stars. Let's talk a little bit about Watchmen.
Watchmen, yeah, that's us.
Who watches the Watchmen?
We do.
We watch the Watchmen constantly. There is.
So who watches the Watchmen?
Oh, I don't know. There is so much about this show. It's probably the smartest show going on. Well, the smartest nerd show, at least that I'm watching.
Not for nothing. Shout out to HBO for having this right after Game of Thrones, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you guys didn't miss a beat.
Nah.
Honestly, they didn't.
Nah. And if you want your fantasy feel, like I said, you can go watch his Dark Materials. And if you want your seriousness feel, then you watch this. They don't have anything in between yet, but I'm quite sure it's coming. Yep. There's so much shit coming to HBO that who the fuck knows. They're fighting the TV wars as everybody else is fighting the app wars. Even though HBO is having all of those original materials going to that app, right? Fuck them. Anyways, Watchmen.
So yeah, we left off at episode 2. So episode 3 is the flashback episode, right?
No. Episode 3 is the one where they're investigating.
Oh, that's one.
Is the one because she had given him the pills.
The pills, yeah.
Sister Knight had given Mirror. What's his name?
Spectral. I don't know. Silver. I don't know. I'm so bad with those names.
Look back, whatever his name is. She had given him the pill so they can check him, and then but no, episode 3 is the one where he's following the girl, and then he finds out what the Eye of Agamotto is doing. Isn't that what the episode 3 is?
Shit.
Right? I don't remember. I kind of have like this very blended notes from Watchmen, like very blended, like the whole series. I have notes here of like there's so much that happens in every episode that it's kind of hard to keep up with it. Like it kind of just mashes into one big story. But I know that dude with the silver face had a moment where he got kidnapped. And he got explained what was going to happen, what they were working for. Then that kind of forces him to give up Sister Knight, which just forces her to take the pills. But she also had to clean up her base camp because she's seeing this dude, this lady from the FBI,
the original, yeah,
the Spectre. Oh my God, my brain's fucking fried right now. Let me start over on that. Sister Knight gave the pills to Look Back, whatever his name is, and then she's trying to clear out all of whatever things she has because she's realizing this bitch is bad, dude. Like she knows everything and she doesn't miss a beat. You know what I mean? So she's like, well, before I get caught up, let me clean up, cut everything down. And you had that weirdo fucking guy in the silver suit that caught her throwing the shit out, which I think is the guy that came with the super fan FBI agent because he's very skinny and lanky. You don't remember that?
No.
So she's throwing away like the wheelchair in a duffel bag to a garbage barge that's passing by, and then she turns around and there's a guy in a big silver suit that looks like a fucking Futurama alien looking at her, and then she starts running after him and he squirts like oil and goes under the street.
Oh yeah, yes, there we go. Yes. I remember that. Yes.
So that happened, but I think that guy is the other FBI agent that's with the Silk Spectre.
Oh, the young guy.
The young guy that she fucked because he's like he's super into superheroes. So I think that's him. I'm assuming. I don't know, but I think so. So what that's all going on. She's already feeling a lot of pressure from the Silk Spectre too, because she feels like this girl, she has it. This woman, she's on it. She's on it like white on rice. And then they go to the clock. They go to the clock, the infinity clock, to talk to the Chinese lady, because they're like, oh, only something like this could carry Carl off. So do you know who would?
Lady True.
Right. And Lady True is like, yeah, we'll give you everything you need. But it's obvious to everybody that she's the one that's doing it. You know what I mean? But she's so like, oh, yeah, here's all the paperwork you need. Here's all the things you need. And very empowered to tell the truth without thinking that she's going to get caught. And then you find out that the grandpa is in there too. You know what I'm saying? Now...
So then at this point, you're like, yo, is Lady True bad?
Right, like, so you don't know really what she's doing.
Bad?
Nobody knows what's happening here because it's so convoluted. There's so many things going on. Not to mention Void in Mars or wherever he is on the moon.
Yes.
Trying to fucking put out a help sign that also turns out to be some crazy shit. Like some crazy shit happened there where he's getting... That's the most, like... irrational part of this thing is like his whole storyline, and I understand he's probably got judged by Dr. Manhattan and put on Mars to be like, oh, you fucked up, so you got to get away from humanity, but here are these fake humans that you can deal with, and
until you learn how to treat them
right. And so he's being on punishment for that. But this is so crazy, dude. It's so crazy.
Honestly, I try to handle his storyline like as a whole different thingy.
But that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. Like all of the points that I made here for the episodes have nothing to do with that, because that feels like a completely different.
So removed, right?
Right, and but it's so in it, right?
Yes.
Like it's so part of it. He does the thing. He puts the help sign outside of his prison, and then of this world bubble that he lives in, and then he gets judged, and then
the game warden.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, this is your punishment is coming or whatever, because the pigs have judged you. And then he's like, what does that even mean?
Pigs to the slaughter. How he led pigs to the slaughter.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna kill him, but maybe they are. Maybe it is murder. Maybe they are gonna shoot him into space with no helmet on. See what he likes. Unless, because figure, a lot of what's happening in that story is jumping by years. It's not jumping by days. So what are the chances
that he gets a way out by the time he catches up to...
You know when Lady True is buying the house and brings the baby to the couple that can't have a baby? And then something drops on it, like a missile?
Yes.
What is that? Him in a ship coming back to Earth. Because I don't know what the fuck is happening, because the timeline is so fucked up.
Yes. That's a good... Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Good theory.
Because you don't know how his story is ending, because he's years behind until you catch up with now, until they show him.
Yes, very true.
So
and he's been trying. That's one thing we know.
Yeah. So how do we know that the golden statue is not actually him? How do we know that?
We don't know. Because they Trojan horse us here.
Yo, bro. And it took, because somebody had mentioned to me, my friend Dave Navarro had mentioned to me that every time you see the cake, it's a different number, so that's years.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way, dude, that can't be true. But it turned out to be true. So now I'm so confused about where his timeline ends and the timeline that we're watching begins. Because obviously what's happening is they're going to lead up to the same point, right? So
12 to when it strikes 12, right?
Right. So all of his story is having its own pass. It's so fucking cool how they're doing that. They're giving you two things at once, and trying to help you get through it. Anyways,
All right, now episode 4.
the flashback episode.
Yes.
I have to say, I'm sorry to say this because when I do, nobody agrees with me. But I really didn't like that they made Hooded Justice a black dude, a black dude. Yeah. Only because, really, the greatest thing that this show had to that point was that it was so true to the comic book as a sequel that it was perfect. And here's the part where I felt like, why would you do this? What is the point of this? How come in all of the cutouts at the end of the book of at the end of the comic book, they had all those cutouts from magazines and books where people that studied this kind of thing would have been like, somebody should have been like, well, he was actually black, because that would have come out at some point, somewhere. And that nobody ever said it, and that he was supposed to be a white dude that was a weightlifter and all of this and that. I wasn't very, I wouldn't say I wasn't thrilled. I was a little bit disappointed with the idea that they turned his race, because I don't think he needed it. I think they could have made Will the superhero that actually inspired Hooded Justice, even though it all makes sense about the tied ups and the rope. It definitely makes more sense for it to be a black dude, but I would have liked it if he was a hero before Hooded Justice that inspired Hooded Justice, that then was shunned because he was black, and then Hooded Justice gets all the praise because he's a white dude. But that's neither here nor there, because that's not what they did. What they did was made him Hooded Justice. It was very interesting seeing his whole past and how that connects to what's happening right now. How the Eye wants to kill Dr. Manhattan and make everybody Dr. Manhattan. That shit is crazy, dude. And I think that Will has been the only guy possibly not doing it the right way, but fighting the right fight. But he's not doing it the right way. Like, he could have always come out and talked to somebody about it, except, he's an old man. So he probably was like, fuck y'all. This is how I do shit. What?
I love how he's committed to his cause.
Yeah.
He's committed to not
all
forgetting.
These years, yeah. I mean, but how could you forget if your entire family gets fucking, I mean, it's as great, and like, it's
now the okay, the vice president dude, the dude that wants to be president, the governor. So the governor's involvement in the Cyclops, not shocking. Their plan to turn to Mr. Manhattan's caught me off guard. I liked it.
Yeah.
I really thought that, and I love the fact that the 7th Cavalry is just pawns. Love it. Love it. They're just a means to an end.
I told you that
because it's not like super racy. You know what I'm saying?
They are, but he's not. He's looking for something bigger.
It's he don't give a shit about that, really.
Right.
He don't care. He just like, oh, but y'all willing to do it? Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying?
I told you when the whole thing with the explosion was going to happen. I told you that he was in it.
Yeah, you did. You said it.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Because he didn't seem to be very fazed by it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But the other thing, one thing that did bother me, the only one thing that did bother me is that Silk Spectre, she's very smart and she's very on it. But when she goes to visit Miami Vice's wife, and she's like, well, and she's figuring it out like on the spot, is way too quick for me. Like, I don't think...
I hated the trapdoor gag.
I thought that was funny to
I
me.
fucking hated it. I hated
I
it.
also hated that because for somebody that's so quick, how could she not get up and be like, what the fuck, and pull out a gun? Like, what the fuck, bitch? You gonna fucking drop me down? Drop this down. Pop, pop. Brooklyn, motherfucker. And then just hit her with the gun, too, after she's dead.
Now, another reveal that Lady True, we still do not know what side Lady True lands on, to be completely honest.
To be completely honest, I don't know what the fuck is happening, dude.
Me neither.
Because I don't know if the Millennium Clock is supposed to be something to wash everybody's mind, to wash white people's mind, because she obviously has an agenda against white people the same way Will does. So, who's right here? While the fucking 7th Cavalry and this motherfucker want to make white people more powerful.
And remember, she also owns a lot of those booths that people talk to Dr. Manhattan.
Right.
So it's like, maybe does she want to get in on the playing Dr. Manhattan? How so many people beg to him and call to him? I don't know. She's very...
I think she wants to... I think she's proving to... Her idea is to prove to everybody that
you don't need him.
White men don't care about you, and white man is the asshole, and he don't care about you because he's white. I think there's a lot of racial tones in this show. A lot, like that's a major part of the show.
And that's why I'm happy that the ploy is to turn people to Manhattans and not the 7th Cavalry shit. You know what I mean? Because
even though that's racial in itself because everybody that's turning is white, but. I think it's about power. I don't think it's about enslaving black people. I think it's just about power, in like legitimate power over poor people, probably more so than black or white or whatever.
Now, the big moment.
Yeah. Dr. Manhattan.
Reveal.
The
reveal.
Once you see it, you start going down the lane on your head like, what the fuck? How could this be true? And then you go, oh yeah, this happened. Oh yeah, he said this about death. You know, he was like, you're nothing before you're born, and you're nothing after you die. When he talked to the 3 kids on the table after Miami Vice got killed. That's very Dr. Manhattan-y. And it's so crazy that Silk Spectre said to Angela way before, like, I couldn't deal with him because everything was about molecules. I don't know if she was talking to her, she was talking to somebody else. I don't remember now. But she was saying something like he said that love was molecules interacting with each other, some shit like that she was saying. You don't remember that? But it all makes sense. Like, they really have been telling you. My boy's been watching the series again after this episode. He just started from the beginning again, and he said, episode 2 told you everything that was going to happen. And I'm like, really? And the Angela backstory when she was a little kid, so fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Even from the grandma coming to get her to her being like,
bro, what the fuck? Why y'all show me that?
It's too much.
Yo.
Dude. So much.
I had to get up because I was like, she can't get a break.
She can't get a break, bro.
What the fuck?
She's a little girl. And then she was like, I want to see this motherfucker get killed. And then the lady cop was like, you know what? You a motherfucking badass. Here's my badge. You be a cop one day. I'll be waiting for you. Inching Wanda. That's what she said, right? I think. That might have been very racist. I think that's what she said because I've seen it like 5 times. Sorry.
But yeah, that was crazy when for it to be her husband.
Man, what a great fucking turnaround. And I love it when shows like this have been showing you from the get-go, like, hey, this is gonna blow up. And then when it blows up, you go, holy shit, that blew up. And it's like, hey, I've been telling you since like the first episode, this is gonna blow up. Where you been? Like, nah, I've been, come on.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing this and that. Great, fantastic. Lots of fun.
Lots of stuff. And you know what's the best part? It comes out tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow. It comes out. It comes out. It comes out tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow.
That's gonna be fun.
Yes.
That's gonna be fun.
We're gonna text each other, and then we're gonna write down thoughts and stuff like that, and then keep that shit right. Because it's just so much. Because I had so much to say. It's just trying to think back and things. It's just like, yo,
it's a lot.
it's beautiful,
And it's been a long time.
It's so rewatchable, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
It has so much rewatch value. I love stuff like this.
Absolutely. Anyways, in the vein of continuing to explore some things we've watched, did you spend 3 weeks of your life watching 3 weeks of your life watching The Irishman?
Yes, I did.
All right. Did you age like Robert De Niro?
I did.
A quick note on it. I'm sure everybody's watched it. It's fantastic. It's very good. Personally, I think it is him taking everything he's learned and putting it in one movie because he has access to making everybody look young. So now he can be like, all right, I can do this and tell this one gigantic story. But he has all of his tropes, all of his new tropes. Everything is happening there. Bro, when Jimmy Hoffa gets picked up in the car, and it's such a tense fucking sequence altogether, and he jumps in the car, in the son's car, and then he's like, what's that smell? And the guy goes, it's a fucking fish. It's like, you put a fish in your car? Let me tell you something, Chucky. Never put a fish in your car. I'm sitting there going like, this is the more Scorsese that has ever been Scorsese in Scorsese history. It's just, I think it is his biggest explosion of Scorsese. Doesn't necessarily make it his best movie, but I think it is his most skillful movie. It's the most Scorsese movie. And I think that makes it probably a collection of all of his good parts of everything. I think I like a lot of other movies way more than this one from him specifically. But I think this is the best one that he could have done given the techniques and his age and all of that, you know? How do you feel?
I enjoyed it very much.
Could have lost half an hour, right?
Yeah, it could have lost like half an hour or something like that. But because I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep. I fell asleep for like 5 minutes and had to rewatch it, like rewatch those 5 minutes and shit like that. But it was great, yo. It was great. It wasn't, but I don't think it's his best. To be honest with you, I don't.
I think technically it's his best technical movie. I don't know that emotion, like the emotion that the movie brings out, is the best one.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm happy I saw it. I saw it and I immediately wanted to watch Goodfellas.
Right.
That's what it made me.
I also feel like I'm gonna watch these movies in chunks. Like I'm gonna be like, hey, let me watch the first hour of The Irishman.
Yep.
And then after I watch the first hour, I'm gonna be like, hey, let me watch the Jimmy Hoffa.
That's why I feel like they dropped the ball. It should have been a miniseries.
I don't think so. But what I think is I think it would have had more impact if it was half an hour, 40 minutes shorter. I think it would have a much bigger impact. I think you could have consumed the whole thing and being like, oh my God, and processed it. Rather than being like,
yeah.
Whoa. Like we took a break in the middle of the movie, made dinner, ate it, came back, and finished the movie. There's so much movie.
There's a lot of much movie. And that's the problem. The greatness probably hasn't hit yet. Right. Honestly, because it's a lot.
It's a lot of movie. I think and I don't want to tell. I feel like that's a bad statement to say because honestly, it's the movie that he wanted to make, and you can tell.
Yes.
You can tell that's the movie that he wanted to make.
That's the director's cut.
Right, and so like it's very fantastic to get it in one sitting. Like here's the director's cut. You don't need to worry about the DVD coming out. Here it is. So I really, really like that, but I think he could have edited it himself and made it 3 hours long. I think 3 hours is way too much movie.
Who do you think is the best performance? Real quick,
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci,
without a doubt. Pesci. Even though he had so little, what's his name? The Wolf. He plays. When De Niro's being introduced to everybody, he's just the guy that you say he barely talks. Harvey Keitel was incredible. He has no lines in it.
The bald that he turns old.
Yeah.
Skinny. That was his name. He was in Boardwalk Empire also. He did great.
He was in Boardwalk Empire. No, I don't think we're talking about the same guy. I'm talking about the guy. He had the glasses, the square glasses.
No.
You never seen Pulp Fiction?
I can't remember Pulp Fiction.
You don't remember the wolf?
I'm Winston Wolfe. I solve problems.
Anyways, so Harvey Keitel, it's fucking fantastic. When the lawyer, when Robert De Niro's like, they like, dude, everybody's dead. Can you tell us anything? And he goes like, you can talk to my lawyer. And they say, your lawyer's dead. And his response is, who did it? And they're like, what? He just
Oh,
died.
they're bringing him out, yeah.
It's like,
Joe Pesci,
he's just dead, dude.
I can't take a big piece. I got no teeth.
Right. That's so good. Joe Pesci, for you, who was the best?
Pacino, man. I forgot that was Pacino, bro.
That's not true.
I forgot that was Pacino, yo. For a little bit, yo, no, like legit forgot. Not like fake forgot. Like, it hit me late. I'm like, yo, that's Pacino.
I don't know. I think he played very much Al Pacino.
I think he did a great job.
Without a doubt. But I think it was a piece for Pacino. It was written for him, and he acted like Pacino acts. I didn't lose him. I just felt like it was like watching Scarface.
Did you get in there or what?
Like, hey, there's Al Pacino.
Nah, I didn't get that.
No.
Look, I'll kick your fucking monkey ass.
A little quick notes before I go to my final things. Watch the Irishman, by the way. It's fantastic. I have a couple quick notes because I rewatched some of the shows, and there's some things that I've forgotten to mention that I said I was going to look into. Comic books. 3 things. Usagi Yojimbo. I was going to see if it was a continuation or a reboot. It was a continuation, and that's what Sakai has done always. It's fantastic. It's in color. I don't know that I like that. A personal thing. It's been black and white since 1980-something. Now it's colored. It's a little weird to get used to. But it's still beautiful. Well done. G.I. Joe, the reboot, is actually okay. It's not great, but I'm still reading it. So, must be better than I'm giving it credit for. And the X-Men comic reboot that started in the middle of this year, where all the X-Men is restarting the whole mutants in the Marvel Universe, is actually fantastic. Actually incredibly good. Other quick notes of things that I had here. Black Widow trailer.
Good.
You said you weren't going to watch it.
Good.
And then you said, I'm all in. I'm in like Flint.
I'm in like a thong. Good.
James Bond trailer. Do you watch it?
Nah.
The newest trailer? You don't like James Bond?
But I don't remember the last James Bond movie I saw.
Can't talk to you no more.
I don't care.
Bad Boys for Life.
3? Yeah, I seen it.
So that trailer looks all right.
Yeah,
And
it does, honestly. It just looks, man.
And head on the border is Bass Reeves, who is the guy. Remember in the very first episode of Watchmen, he's watching a movie about this black cowboy dude.
Yes.
Bass Reeves is a real person. He is who the Lone Ranger is based on. He caught 3,000 plus bounties, only killed 14 people in all of his life as a lawman. Born a slave, and they making this very action-packed
That's awesome.
version of his life. Nobody talks about him, but now I guess everybody's talking about him because America's woke.
3 things. Klaus on Netflix, good, yo. A very good interpretation of Santa.
Okay.
Like, very, very good. I went in for one thing, went in for another. Mr. Rogers, fucking awesome, man. Great fucking movie, man.
I got it here at home.
And last but not least, Broken on Netflix. It's a series, 4 parts, 4 different subjects. Really good.
All right. Go check it out. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry for the really long show, but we had to catch up to a lot.
Ooh, and the sand just got down.
See you next week.
Bow.
That's the end of the video. And bye. Don't forget to subscribe. That's it.